But what you must also know, if Jonathan is running an election today, Jonathan is from Rivers State. Forget about the creation of Bayelsa out of Rivers State. The sentiment is there. You can't run away from it. You cannot, you see, and if you look at the politics of Rivers State, since its creation in 1967, Rivers State has always played the mainstream politics. So it becomes something alien to them. And not even when their own son is running an election. It will take you millions of years to convince them why they should not vote for their son. It will take you millions of years to convince them.
Are you saying the people in Rivers State is not that they are against what's going on to the extent that they will not support the governor? Because the impression that people have is that, look, Rivers people
is impression based on newspapers. It's impression based on the publication in nation newspapers. It's not impression on ground. It is not bullying people. What the Master government does today is this. If I visit the traditional ruler, if the traditional ruler is the first class ruler, the next day he creates another first class ruler in that domain. Traditional institution balkanized, bastardized. He even did it in my own community. We even thank him by recognizing our student to be third class. It was a classless student, thinking that if he does that, that's the traditional leader. He thinks that he will make he can't. It's not possible.
So in all of this, it doesn't seem to me that appointments or ambitions are based on development. It looks like personal ambitions.
The problem we are talking about today in Rivers State is this, and which we have continued to say. When governor said people have betrayed him, take for example, if I may even concede to what you are saying, that the governor made me in appreciation to be Minister of State, in appreciation of having worked hard for him to be a governor. What about those that were given appointment that did not work for him? What appreciation will you call, what will you call that? But then he said, he sent media and then my betrayal. For those of us who are into what is betrayal? Let's go to the dictionary meaning of betrayal. Ordinarily, where we had an agreement and I'm not keeping to it. That means I betrayed you. What is our agreement? As you are going in to be a minister, I should be a mole in Jonathan government. At my age and at my level, I should be a mole. Or, having agreed I should be a mole, I'm no longer playing that role. 2, that when he wants to leave PDP, I must go with him. And having not gone with him, I betrayed him.
Was it always on the cards that he was going to leave the PDP? Or it was when things began to become impossible?
That's what I'm saying. No, I was saying that for you to say,
yes,
somebody has betrayed you, there must be an agreement. That's the point I'm making. As a minister.
Would you say now that you're still friends? I mean, let's quickly put pay to that question. Would you say now that yourself and Governor Amaechi of Rivers State are still friends?
We were political friends.
So now the interests have shifted. You're no longer friends.
We're no longer in the same party.
Okay.
We're no longer in the same party.
But you know that people still make friends across party lines.
Of course, if you be friends before that time.
Yes.
Yes. But we were not that. We only met politically.
So there was political exigencies that brought you together.
I knew him when I became chairman of council. And that time he was the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly.
Were you content as his chief of staff?
I have no problem. But the problem was this. When you give someone an assignment, you allow him to do his job. And I said, people started coming to tell you, this man is becoming too powerful.
You just admitted to your own power and influence. You admitted to the role that you played in the politics, and even in his becoming governor.
Yes.
You admitted that you were so powerful that if you did not tell people to sleep, they couldn't sleep.
No. I didn't say that. What I said was
maybe I'm phrasing you wrongly, but that was what you said.
No, I said this, that look, one thing you must understand in politics, when you are close to the people, when people do not have anything to lose confidence in you, when you tell them to go along with you, they will say, yes, we can go along with him. We've been with him, we know how he behaves. we know that he will not disappoint us.
Would you say now that you're playing the politics of loyalty while as minister?
Not just loyalty. First of all, I owe loyalty to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I owe loyalty to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who appointed me. Right? 2. I also have to what do my people want as far as Rivers State is concerned? Where the governor is going to, is it where Rivers State want to go to? Certainly not.
So you owe no loyalty whatsoever to the governor who nominated you?
Who recommended me? Not who recommended me?
Nomination and recommendation, I thought they were one and the same
Well,
thing.
the one nomination will come this way. The president assigns my name to the Senate. Then after the confirmation, the appointment comes in.
You owe him no loyalty. Recommendation, you owe him no.
I have told you, the mere fact that you are, just like I said, I stood up and worked for alternative to be a governor. Right? And he said, it's God. We agree. We said, yeah, God used people to make you. He said, we didn't. But in his own case, he made you. It's not God that made us. Having recommended us, God had no role. He is the one who played that role. But for him, being a governor, it was God. I don't know whether
So your loyalty goes to God then. If you ask me.
If you understand what I'm saying is this.
On this loyalty issues,
for the role we played for him, nobody played any role. It's only God. We agreed. But we are saying that for him, God didn't play any role for me to be a minister. Because he appointed me.
Let's break this in quickly. It is from Fidel. He's asking a quick one here. He says that we should ask you, who should a nominated minister who has his political history from his state be more loyal to the federal government or to the state government?
Yeah. But my political history is not dated to Amaechi. I was the chairman of a local government when he was speaker. So, in fact, I have never worked with him politically. He has been in DPN, I was not in the DPN. So we just met in PDB. I was chairman of council. So you can't say my political history is to him. No, it's not correct. It's not correct.
Well, looking at all of this, Rivers people, who you say you're close to, they want peace. And they want things to go right in that state. Because now we get reports that the DSS, alongside some other security agencies, intercepted, I think, a container load of ammunition, and that's not good. How do we solve this problem?
I don't want to believe, because I'm not in the security agencies. Nobody has given me such report where it is coming from. So I don't want to believe that because you have intercepted some arms, and that means that was organized by politicians in Rivers State in order to foment problem. That is not that. I cannot authoritatively. I do know that nobody in PDP is planning for any violence. Nobody in PDP is ready for any violence. We believe that things must be done in a democratic way. We believe that there are things we don't like. We have to challenge it in court like we have always done. We don't need to go by violence. So there's no need of us talking about arms.
Are militants back in Rivers State?
As far as I'm concerned, in fact, if you see me, I don't move with police. I don't. So, look, these are creatures of the governor. Let me tell you something, and I've always said it. I've worked there. I know how the system works. What they are doing is to paint the fact that, look, Rivers State is not safe. The militants have come back to Rivers State. Have you asked anybody who is doing business in Rivers State whether actually militants have come back? Or just politicians are saying that?
But China's television went there to do business, and it wasn't a good story.
What business?
Business of reporting news and coverage.
What news? If you go for a political rally and there was a problem, does that suggest that militants have come back? For Christ's sake. You've gone for rally you've gone for rally in the Ekiti State. You saw what happened. Does that mean the militants are there? You heard what happened in Ogun State, where some senators were saying that people were about to beat them up. Does that mean the militants have come over there? So if there was some kind of fight in Rivers State among the politicians or whatever, does that suggest that militants have come